Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well. This will be the first clip that I record today. I'm getting a little behind on editing videos. It's Saturday right now when I'm recording that. Well, obviously it's Saturday because that's when the freaking video is. What a dumb thing to say. But the two videos from Friday and Thursday, I have to edit that today, and we'll probably be uploading both of them today, and then this Saturday video will be coming up on Sunday. But you'll be able to know that because you'll be watching this video on whatever day it does come out. But I got a little behind on Thursday because I had that IEP training stuff that you hear about or would have heard about in that previous video, because that took 2 hours, and then I worked out at home, and then I just was lazy, frankly. And then yesterday was Friday night and got lazy again. But I still recorded clips like this where I'm talking about stuff, so I still have that and all the clips of my lifts, so it's, it exists. I just have to put it together, which thankfully those two videos won't be too terribly difficult to edit, because I think each one of those days I just recorded one talking clip, and so I just have to get all the workout clips together. So I don't like being behind like that, but sometimes life happens and I'll get caught up like that. So you may see a double upload day or something, because I really like to have a daily video, or at least one to correlate with each day that I work out, which right now it's every day. So like I mentioned, today is Saturday, so I'll be going heavy on snatches and clean and jerks, as well as doing some deadlifts. The goal today is to see what I can double on the snatch and do like a true double, where it's a very short time in between the reps that I attempt and not like 30 seconds or whatever. And then for clean and jerks, I'm thinking something like 2 cleans and 1 jerk, or 2 cleans and 2 jerks. I haven't exactly decided. I'll probably see how my upper body's feeling after doing all the snatches, and then kind of go for it from there. Just to see, it's mostly my upper body that I'm concerned about being a little fatigued, and I don't want to be limited on that. And my clean should feel all right because my legs have been feeling really good this week. I mean, I even front squatted an extra day yesterday and did a single, and my legs feel great today. So I mean, I'm sure they're going to be sore when I start, but they were still a little sore yesterday, and they're still going up to a pretty high percentage. My best front squat's 375, so going up to 355 for just a casual single. Not so casual, but definitely felt myself pitch over, which is why I stopped. But the speed on it was pretty decent, and I didn't really get stuck. And that's kind of, when I always look back at the video, that's what I like to see with it, because I can always feel when I'm doing the squat or the front squat, when my form kind of breaks down and when it starts to slow down. But then I look at the video, as long as I'm not getting stagnant and like completely stopped, then I think it's a fine rep. It's not one where I was like, oh, I should have went up more, because I would have for sure got pinned. And also another thing with front squats is I can have a rep that looks like that. You're like, oh, you could have, maybe done a little bit more. But if I would have put, 10 more pounds on, it would have been just destroyed in the bottom. So maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have, but it definitely would have been a really hard rep, and not really worth it, because it was an extra front squatting day. So I don't know if I'll keep that in, but I guess we'll see how that stuff works. So as far as the snatches and clean and jerks, I kind of talked about that. For the deadlifts, I will be doing some strength work with them this week. I'll probably keep them 5 sets of 3. That's what I did with the clean pulls and the snatch pulls this week, and I really kind of like that rep range for pulls, because just sets of 5 they just really wear you out, and it's much less the difficulty with the actual weight, and much more it's like, wow, this is like 5 reps. And I'll see where I can get with that. Maybe I'll do 1 set of 5 and do sets of 3 or something like that. Deadlifts are a little bit different than clean pulls and snatch pulls, because they're less dynamic. They're just from point A to point B. So who knows? And then abs and bar work, all that usual stuff. Outside of the gym today, I don't have too much of anything interesting, although I do. Let's see if I can get this in the video. I do have a pressure washer, and I apologize for the bed head, but it is what it is. So a little while ago, you probably seen me out by the shed showing you how it's got grass stains. I bought, let me drop this down. So I have one of these, and of course it's showing it backwards, but just a little pressure washer, and it's mostly just for the shed, because that's where I'll get clippings from the lawnmower will get all stuck on it. So it has a little grass stain on it, and really anything else in the house that has dirt stains or anything around the bottom of it, I can do. Thankfully, I mean, you'll see some people's, like, their front of their houses get grass stains all over them, because they'll wait 4 years to mow their lawn, and then all the grass clippings shoot onto the side of the house or in the front of the house, so their houses end up looking like garbage. But thankfully, for me, it's really just that shed, and it's really just like the front of the shed, but I could really do that on all parts of it, and I'm hopefully it reaches. and it works with that. But it was really awesome. I was able to get it shipped to the house. I thought it would be one random thing I would have to go into like Home Depot or Walmart to order, but thankfully for Home Depot, where I got it from, if you order, above a certain amount, then it has free shipping, which is really nice because it was, I want to say it was like $90 because there was one that was cheaper, but it had lower pressure, and I figured I'd get the one that has a little bit, but I also didn't need like one that was super crazy pressure because I'm only doing the shed right now, and I'm sure for grass, it's not like I have paint or something on there that I need to shoot off or whatever with that. So hopefully I can get it to reach. If it doesn't, then I'll have to get a new hose to connect to it, because for the machine, I think you need your own like garden hose or whatever to attach to it. So it attaches to the spigot to give it more range. But I will either do that today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. I may be doing some stuff tomorrow. I may be going up to Dayton to hang out with a friend and to go do stuff, or I may go somewhere else and do something. I don't know at this point. But really just going to focus on today and get some good work in the gym and try to get jacked out of my freaking mind and see how well that goes. But I don't know, I feel pretty good today. Had a really nice breakfast of pancakes and bacon and a little orange juice and, of course, coffee. And should be good to go in the gym in a little bit. But yeah, that's really about it for this clip. So maybe I'll talk to you all after the workout, or maybe not. But either way, I'll talk to you all later. Peace. hope everyone's doing well. Just got done working out, so I will talk about that for a couple of minutes, stop the recording, and then talk about perhaps some other stuff if I have an idea or two. And right now I kind of do. But the workout today went pretty darn well. I was pleasantly surprised with the weights that I was able to hit for the 2 complexes that I chose to do, as well as the weights I did for deadlifts. So I started out with trying to double on the snatch like I talked about earlier in either this video or a previous one, but tried to do a double on the snatch where they're pretty close together, so it wouldn't be considered a cluster, but would be considered an actual double. So I went up by 20 pounds, went from like 165, 185, 205, and I was able to get those. And then I tried 225 where I was able to do the first rep, but then the second one I failed. And then I went to do a single with 235 and I missed that behind me, and it was not the best rep in the world, I suppose, but I also kind of caught it and then it just kind of drifted forward on me. So definitely, just got to get stronger in the shoulders. It's not really a very complicated thing with that, and with how tired the doubles make you, I was pleasantly surprised with how close I was able to get to that. I would have really liked to hit that 235, but it just got away from me with that. So I was able to end with 225, which is, I was pretty happy with that. The fact that I was able to try that for 2, I was happy with, and want to try to continue to push that up because it's something I'm really bad at, like just doing 2 reps like that. Because the first rep just takes so much out of me, especially with my upper body. The pull is really easy, but the actual holding of the snatch is very difficult to do for multiple reps with that. So I want to continue to hopefully get better at that as I move forward with training. The clean and jerks, I decided to do 2 cleans plus a jerk today, and was thinking about doing 2 jerks, but I figured I would just focus on really challenging myself on one part of the movement. So I went up to the last rep that I did. I went from 245 to 285, where I did the 2 cleans and the jerk, and those went pretty well. The cleans were pretty hard, I guess the second clean was pretty hard. The first clean wasn't that bad. And then I went up to try to do 315 for a single, and the clean went fine. I didn't do like the 2 cleans, so I just did 1 clean. And then I tried to do a jerk, which I actually caught pretty well, but my arms bent a little bit, so I wasn't able to stabilize it. And I actually was like holding it for a second, but I just couldn't press it out with my arms, so I couldn't get comfortable with it above there. But I was pretty darn close to that. I was actually very happy with that, with how, and the same thing, like it was just how tired the previous reps made me. The fact that I was able to get close to a rep like that is very encouraging with that, especially with my upper body being able to maintain that position for even a second or 2. Obviously, I would have really liked to get that rep as well, but I got to continue to improve my ability with the jerks, and just got to continue to get stronger with that. And that's all that shows me. It wasn't anything radical with that. I do have to be smart next week, in future weeks, I should say, and not just go right to 315. To be willing to go to 305 or 310 or just other numbers around there, because it's just letting it get the ego the best of me. And I mean, I was close enough to where it wasn't a dumb jump, and based on the rep before that, it wasn't like I was just 100% ego lifting, but I definitely think it would have been better to do like 305 and to solidly hit that rep and to stop there. But at the end of the day, you live and learn, and you push yourself and hopefully get a little better, and you try to get smarter every week. So that's what I'm trying to do, get a little bit smarter every week. But after those 2 lifts, I went on to deadlifts. I went up to 475, where I did 3 sets of 3. I decided not to do the 5x3. It's just too difficult to do that many reps at that weight for me right now, and I just didn't want to do them. I was very tired from doing the weightlifting stuff, so doing more reps on those would have just been difficult. I decided to add in some drop sets to make up for the fact that I didn't do those last 2 sets of 3. But for all 3 of the sets of the 475, I did the first one with the hook grip, and then did the second 2 with straps. That's something I want to start adding back in, for no other reason than to just strengthen my grip again, because my hook grip isn't very good right now for maximal deadlifts. Don't really ever have I've never had a grip issue with any sort of weightlifting movement because the weights are so submaximal, but because that's all the hook gripping that I'm doing is, at the most I'm doing like a 3, I think my best clean and jerk is 330, so that's the most I'm doing with a hook grip, without straps obviously. And same with snatches there. Like, I'm not pulling enough weight to really challenge my grip with that. But I definitely want to add those in for when I'm doing deadlifts. Probably not with pulls. The reason for that is if I'm doing multiple reps on that, it just really wears on your hand with the friction on it when you're doing the top extension part of the movement. For a deadlift, it isn't as bad. It's just more of just like you're holding the weight in your hand, but it's less that there's just less friction of the bar moving around in your hand as there would be with a clean pull or snatch pull. So might add those in a little bit, but it just may make my hand too raw with that. And that's the only thing I've noticed when I don't use straps a lot for weightlifting. It doesn't help my grip at all. It just makes my hands raw, and then it makes then that makes my grip worse because it just hurts to hold anything, and it's not even a grip strength thing. Because like I said, I've never had an issue with grip. It's just your skin gets beat up, and that's why, you know, especially now if I'm doing doubles or complexes or things like that, I like to use straps whenever I'm able to with that. So deadlifts are a perfect way for me to, you know, work on the grip stuff and to continue to build that up a little bit. I want to get a little bit better at doing the double overhand stuff, although with my weightlifting bar, because the shaft of the bar spins, or rolls or whatever, it's not going to be very easy to do that because it very easily wants to roll out of your hand. If I wanted to really focus on trying to put the most weight on the bar, I could definitely use a bar that doesn't spin as much. Like we have a Ohio power bar that we can use in there that my friend has, or just one of the gym bars, because most of those bars don't spin. But I'm not worried about the way that I can double overhand. It's you know, it's not anywhere near a competition lift that I have to worry about. But I'll start to add those in for my warm-ups as I can. Do a little bit more grip work with that, and then just do more with the hook grip, and just to build that tolerance with my hand, because the more tolerant the skin on my thumb is for deadlifts, obviously the more tolerant it will be for weightlifting movements. And Saturdays are a really good day for that because I'll have a light day tomorrow as far as the stuff I'm doing. It's just bodybuilding stuff like I did last week, so it's kind of a perfect day for that, because then I get that extra day to recover my hands and my skin mostly, because actually my grip itself is not very strong, but it recovers relatively quickly. Like, I've never had an issue. It's like, wow, my grip is really weak. It's more of like, wow, I've done too much raw gripping this week, so now my skin hurts, and it hurts to hold anything. It hurts to hold the bar in my hand. So something I'm trying to get better. After the deadlifts, I went and did some abs, did some bar work. I did some tall snatches and some tall cleans, some squat jerks and some split jerks. I did 65 pounds with the tall snatches today, and then with the cleans and jerks and stuff, I did 95 pounds, and just working on moving faster under the bar. That's a big thing I want to do when I'm working on those movements, is obviously not really concerned about the exact weight that I do, but just trying to move as quickly as I can under the bar in the correct fashion, and try to get better at that, since that is a big thing that I'm bad at with weightlifting. Is just moving quickly under the bar, and that's going to be a big thing that's going to allow me to get under bigger and better weights as I get stronger. Will just be increasing that speed and the quality of the movement that I have. So that's about the essence of my workout. Did a little bit of mobility work after, not as much as I was planning on, but Justin came in, so I was talking with him and just was being lazy. So I'll do that at home later and get that all done. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this clip here. Can't believe I've talked for nearly 9 minutes, but I guess that's just what it is. So this person wants to almost drift into my lane. Wow, that was fun. People are so bad at driving. It's phenomenal. But anywho, I'll wrap up this clip here, and I'll talk to you all in just a sec. Peace.